Thanks everyone for jumping on to our first installment of the top 10 plays of the 2019 Nashville Hornet football season. We're going to be breaking the plays into categories. These plays are taking into consideration the excitement of the play as well as the importance of the play. How big of a game was it? How big was the play within the game? And so for our first installment here, we're going to be looking at the top 10 screens of the year. Kicking off our list here at number 10 was a quick screen from Cole Malavi over to Isaac Turner. He just absolutely knifes through the defense for a 42-yard gain. This was in a playoff game against Villa Grove. This is the definition of how you flip the field. And notice here at the end of this play, the ref trailing here misses this obvious face mask against Turner. In at number 9, it's another screen to Isaac Turner. This one was a 37-yard touchdown. It was eventually called back. The field looks absolutely beautiful here. This play really highlights why this team was so lethal here. If you notice right here in the middle, the lineman down here blocking 10 to 15 yards down the field. That flag was bogus as 3 of our guys were teaming up on him. In at number 8, this time it's Nick Miller versus Westland. This was a 33-yard touchdown that closed out a 42-point explosive first half. Anytime Nick was able to cut all the way back to the other side, his speed was going to always win out. And I love here at the end of the play, Cole's probably just thinking, this is easy. Just flip the ball to the fast guys, let them run to glory, and I get to just cheer from back here. In at number 7 is Julian Metcalf on a throwback. This was a newer play towards the end of the year. While this wasn't a big gainer, it was a huge 3rd and 7 play that led to the eventual first score in the state semifinal game. At number 6, Nick's back onto the list here. Again, Nick just runs right into the middle, into the teeth of the defense for a 22-yard touchdown. Probably what's most impressive was that he was able to weave and bob his way through the defense. I don't think even running through the middle of it, he ever gets touched. At number 5, Turner makes his way onto the list again, this time with a 27-yard gainer in the state finals. This was at a point in the game where Nashville was struggling to get on the board, and this play helped spark the opportunity for Nashville to go on down and finish this drive out with the first touchdown against this powerful Newman squad. At number 4, Gavin Baldwin makes his way on the list. This isn't technically a screen, it's a shuffle pass, but we put it into this category. This helped spark a comeback, which was almost a comeback for the ages. I love how Baldwin here shows his tiptoedness and is able to squeeze right past this guy for the touchdown. At number 3, this is another throwback in the state semifinal game that Julian was able to move, and this was just a perfect play call. Notice here the linebackers number 2 and 5, St. Teresa was on an all-out blitz, and this is the perfect call to get them to stop doing that as Julian's able to get out here, make some additional yards. In at number 2 was Nick Miller on a 55-yard ramp against Carterville. I think Nick had about 150 yards receiving on this. If you remember this game, a large gainer had just gotten called back before this. All right, so with us, invited in a couple of the players that were highlighted much on this top 10, and we have Julian Metcalf, senior running back, and Nick Miller, senior or junior slasher, thrasher, whatever position they want to call you at. And so you guys just had the opportunity to watch the top 9 of the top 10. You haven't seen the top play yet. What do you guys think about the list? Have you changed any of them yet? What would y'all think?
I think most of them, yeah, they were right. I'm excited to see the number 1. Don't know what it will be yet, and I think most of them are right, yeah, like you said.
What about you, Nick?
I thought most of those screenplays, like towards the playoffs and stuff, they were big and basically getting good yardage, and like on third down, they're they're good plays to run, so they're important. So
let me ask you, Julian, what did you think was what was your favorite part of running the screens or any of that? What did you just enjoy about that?
I think it was probably like the element of surprise. Coach, he always waited till like it seemed the perfect moment to call those screen plays, and nobody ever knew that they were coming. And so like that was probably my favorite part is they were always, pretty good yard gainers.
Nick, you were pretty lethal just with your speed. Like I said, if you were able to get to the other side, man, you could just outrun everybody. A couple of those, though, one, you just went right through the middle. I don't think Sparta touched you on that play. That was unbelievable. On the other one, the Carterville, you remember that?
Yeah, that
was right after a long gainer you'd already had.
Yeah, I think we ran a sweep, and I had like a 64-yard touchdown, got called back, and then like the next play we ran like a little, I guess, a screen play, and I scored on that. That was a fun game.
Yeah. That's maybe when you ask Coach, hey, can you just let someone else have the ball? Let me get my breath for 1 second in between plays.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys were both phenomenal. Anytime you guys had the ball, you were able to take it to the house. You always had that threat. So you guys got to see the top 10 or the top 9. Let me ask you, what do you think is the number one screen?
Oh boy. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited.
I think possibly my all-time favorite screen at least is the one at State. It was I believe my second touchdown of the game where I ran into one kid and then kind of drug those other 2 into the end zone. That's probably my all-time favorite and possible number one.
All right. Well, hey, appreciate you guys being on here. We're about to show the number one. Hope you guys have an awesome summer and you guys stay safe, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And at number 1, this was probably the obvious number 1 before anybody even saw the plays. This was in the state finals game against Newman Catholic. And Julian is able to just display his literal will and sheer determination to get into the end zone no matter what here. Our guys still did a great job getting down. You see all the linemen there making the blocks, but even when they couldn't block every defender, Julian literally puts them on his back and carries the team into the end zone.
Well, good job by the offensive line screen. You can see him getting downfield right here, bouncing off. And here's the effort right there. Get in the end zone. That's just outstanding.